Evening, everybody. It's 8:15 on Sunday night, the 10th of April, and this is your Sunday evening update. I wanted to wait until the grains were opened, which they are. But first, I want to mention the chart on the screen is the gold, and the gold is a little bit higher. And You need to take a very strong look at pages, I believe, 20 and 21, because I put together a perspective, a longer term perspective on both gold and silver, both of which I think are very, very strong. And I believe that while there may be short term trades here and there, the long term outlook for it is really stupendous. This is the daily for the last 6 months. I'm not going to go into everything else. You'll have to take a look at the charts on those pages and my explanation in order to get it. But I will point out that we have been in this consolidation. Dennis's numbers were always right around 1900, and we have been there three times. This time on the way up as a breakout, this time on the way down as a pullback, this time on the way down as a pullback that also ran directly into the 50-week moving average. And right now, we're in a position of the 5 to go through the 20 to the upside here today, tomorrow. And if not, maybe in the next couple of days. But if we break this this high on a closing basis of 1967.70, let's just call it 1968, then I think that we're going to test 2000 and possibly the high on the longer term chart, substantially higher than that. It is basically the same kind of situation with the silver. Here's a look at the silver, and it is not as quite as immediate, but the 5 day here has turned up. Pardon me, this is the 5 day, has turned up. And if we get above, let's say, 25.20, this will cross to the upside, and I have a feeling that we're going to see 26 to $28 in the long term here as an absolute minimum. The one thing I will say is that in the silver, as opposed to the gold, silver could over double from here and still not make a new high. I consider it kind of a poor man's gold, and frankly, there's more industrial use for it. So I'm very bullish on that. Okay, the position that we already have is the corn, and the corn is up about a penny a bushel. This was a great close on Friday. We have been in this sideways pattern now since we broke out here above 715 back on March the 1st. We have come back right to that level, and that matches a uptrend line here. We hit that uptrend line again last Monday, and while we went through it slightly, actually it opened slightly below it. It managed to close on the high and has since worked higher. On a weekly basis, I think that the corn really looks great. And I think that what I'm going to have to do here is roll it forward, because this is a short week and our options, which would have expired on Friday, expire on Thursday. Friday is Good Friday. And I, am very bullish this, and I think it also plays seriously into the Ukraine situation, because, as I've mentioned in the last couple of weeks, Russia and Ukraine are 30% of the world's production of grains. Now I want to just take a look at one thing here and show you this MACD looks like it also is turning up. Um, the faster moving has definitely bottomed and turned up. It is getting less and less negative. And if we break out through here, the high close, as I've mentioned repeatedly, 762 and a half. Tonight's range is 764 to 757.6. So, it's not going to take much. 64 was also Friday's high. If we get through there and close above there, we may have a little bit of an issue at 770, but I really don't think so. I think we go to new highs. As far as the rest of the futures markets, oil is down $1.43, $1.62, and pretty solidly below 100. But nat gas is up. As I said, the gold and the silver are both up. Copper is a little bit lower. Most of these are not open yet, but I will note that the stocks are lower. I am still of the opinion that we are in a short, sharp rally in a bear market, and I continue to expect to play it exactly that way. Down 15 and a quarter in the S&P, down 65 in the Nasdaq, down 85 in the Dow, down $9.30 in the Russell. The dollar is slightly higher by a nickel. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum are lower, and looks like we may get a little bit of a bounce, or at least some consolidation down here in the bonds. All right, everyone, have a good evening, and I'll be back first thing in the morning.